Are you looking to bring the outdoors indoors?
Then head down to Bill's Taxidermy Rentals, where every animal's available, but only temporarily.
From foxes to ferrets, moose to mink.
And yes, the ever-popular beaver.
Perfect for parties, portraits, or filling that dark emotional void left in your soul.
No feeding, no cleanup, no regrets.
Bill's Taxidermy Rentals. Nature on your terms.
And don't forget to ask about our weekend specials.
Beaver. Welcome back, everyone. We are Cup of Meat Productions, and this is 25 years, 48 hours at a time. So we're back this week with another old one.
Yeah, this one's an interesting one.
This is Beaver. We're going back. We're going back to a time when making a film in 48 hours became less of a challenge. We'd done a few at this point.
Were we cocky or were we just stupid? I'm not sure. Or maybe both.
I think they both go together.
Yeah, I think so.
And so we decided that we were going to do something that no one would ever even try to do.
Nobody. Ever. Nobody's stupid enough.
We were going to make 2 films in the same weekend.
Yep. 2 films, 2 separate, distinct films in the same weekend. Right? Because I think, as we get through the Cup of Me realities, we'll see something similar and yet different in the future that is related to this discussion. But yes, we said, hey, let's do 2 films. And of course, couldn't be Cup of Meat Productions doing the second one. It had to be, Tureen O Turkey? If I remember correctly, Tureen O Turkey.
The mythos of Tureen of Turkey is not nearly as deep as Cup of Meat, but yes, you couldn't submit 2 entries in the same film production company name, so thus Tureen of Turkey was born.
It was a short-lived production company. It survived approximately 4 days total, I think is fair, and then it was subsumed as a wholly owned subsidiary now of Cup of Meat Productions, LLC.
Indeed. So this was 2008. We had built up a pretty good crew of actors and people that we've worked with. So for Beaver, we brought back some of our regulars. We introduced a couple new people. We had people working in front of and behind the camera.
I think it's interesting to say that Beaver was actually the second film of the weekend, right? We planned and spent more time on the other film, which we'll get to when the Wheel o' Choice brings us. But Beaver was when we're done or when we had chance, we'll start doing that one. Justin Glazier came in, did the lead for this one. He wasn't in the other one, right? So we had actually some cast differences between the 2, and it was quite an interesting thing.
We played with the idea of the 2 films. We really utilized the idea of making 2 films. There's some crossover characters, there's some crossover locations and continuity, and ultimately we proved to ourselves that we could indeed make 2 films in a weekend.
And that we did. Thus, Beaver was born. Maybe a little later after the other one, but still born nonetheless. So, what was interesting about this one? Let's see. We shot at my house in South Orange, as well as a cute little coffee shop in the village, or was it more?
Oh,
it was more south.
23rd Street.
23rd. Okay. Oh, okay. 23rd Street. Yeah. 23rd and on the west side, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just remember packing a bunch of people into cars, driving into the city late because we had to go in after the place was closed, and spending a couple hours
about
filming
2
there.
hours. Not much, just enough. It was an interesting thing. There's some elements of it that I look back at and I say, okay, that didn't work, but honestly, I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was B. Now remember, it's B.VR. It's not like V'ger or something. It's sci-fi naming, right? It's not beaver like beaver. There's very much a avant-garde element to this one. If you're French. If you're not French, then it's, something in French.
As Arthur was reading the paper, he was again dismayed about credit default swaps and the Afghani insurgents, filling him with more and more despair. He wished to himself for something, anything, that could make him laugh and smile again. Little did he know that the beings that regularly watch our planet and experiment on us would be listening and would choose to grant his wish.
Oh, the beaver.
The titular beaver is what makes this a cup of meat classic.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, that beaver. We said Friday night, we're like, okay, we need a beaver. And who but Jerry Ryan said, okay, I'm on it. And he called up every taxidermy place he could think of, and then others probably in the yellow pages back then, and finally found a beaver that we could rent. I did not realize how large they were. They're solid 50-pounders when they're full grown. Jerry went off Saturday morning. Go ahead.
When it arrived, it was an imposing piece of beaver.
Yeah, I remember. We put it on the dining room table, and it was like the hugest centerpiece you could ever imagine. I'm like, holy moly, this is a big beast. Anyway, Jerry drove like an hour each way to go get that beaver, which was okay because we had another film to shoot. But boy, I tell you, that was interesting to see that show up.
I often wonder what the person on the other end of the phone was thinking when they got a call from the ex-mayor of Maplewood saying, "Do you rent beavers?"
$50. I paid $50 to rent that beaver. Gosh darn it! And we got our money's worth. I forgot Rainbow Geffner flashing the beaver. Oh, that's fantastic. She was so fun. That was awesome. And I will say this. There's one guy who I work with who to this day is so uncomfortable about this movie. For some reason, he finds it highly uncomfortable to see people touch the animal. I'm like, that is a weird type of reaction, but he brings it up often. And if you'd only put that beaver in that film or whatever, it's makes me laugh.
It's a hygiene thing, maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
this montage was shot in a coffee shop in Manhattan that we were able to get access to, and I remember filming it, and not even filming it. I mean, this was literally us just taking pictures of this montage of his friends frolicking with the laughing beaver, and it really was okay, let's do a shot like this. Let's do a shot like this.
It had a progression, though, right? It had a progression. It was
it certainly ended a progression.
Yeah,
and Rainbow Geffner, who's the actress in this, it was her idea. I should flash the beaver.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We're like, okay.
Shona in the back feeling jealous of her relationship with the beaver. Oh, so fun. So funny.
There's an entire story in the relationship with the beaver played out through these photos.
That's such a simple and yet effective way of making this happen.
Though everything seemed to be better thanks to Arthur's new friend, Arthur felt that something was wrong. He wanted to be happy since everyone around him was happy, yet he couldn't just forget what else was happening in the world, aside from a laughing beaver.
I feel like something is wrong. I want to be happy since everyone around me is happy, yet I can't just forget about what else is happening in the world, aside from a laughing beaver.
First of all, I love when people repeat what the narrator said. That is a hilarious. And then, of course, the famous Bill Dreisel, star of 48 Hour. Yeah, what was his? He was like Mad Doctor films.
So I think it's worth talking about Bill Dreisel. So Bill appeared in a few of our films. But what Bill was most famous for was Bill was part of a production company called, I believe it was Solo Cinema.
Mm-hmm. Solo Cinema.
And Bill's challenge is Bill made 40-hour films all by himself. All the films that he did was just him. And he would travel the country doing these and do films out of hotel rooms. Almost always musicals.
Oh, yeah.
Because Bill was, I believe, an opera singer.
Yes, that's right.
By training.
Yep.
But we saw Bill at every one of our 48-hour films in New York and got to know him, and he was this fun guy, and he agreed to do this crossover with us. Now, this was a National Film Challenge. So Bill didn't like the National Film Challenges because Bill liked the live screening aspect of it.
Yeah, Bill was big into the community of this. The community, right? He would bring little presents for some of the younger audience, like high school kids that started out, to try to encourage them along with their film, and he was really big into that 48-hour promotional type of family. It was great.
This is a very interesting dilemma you're facing. In my professional opinion, this calls for an intervention.
It was late when my stepfather came home. Drunk again. My mother was off working at the grocery store.
The day after her 16th birthday, the doctor called us to tell us that her routine physical wasn't routine anymore.
He staggered into the house. He gave me a look. I wish to God I could forget.
When I was 12, my mother was diagnosed with terminal cancer.
I knew he had been drinking. I begged him not to go, but his fiancée was tired.
And when he called me into the bedroom, I knew that I should run away, but when you've been taught to obey adults for all of your 8 years.
One afternoon, when I went to see her, she begged me to help her end the pain. I was 12 years old, and I was saddled with the responsibility of my mother's life.
The central mechanism of this film was a parody of a TV show back in the early 2000s called Intervention, where they would document dramatically these interventions of people with substance abuse problems. And we recreated this here, and I forgot how really dark we got.
Oh my God, it gets worse
with these stories.
Oh, it is
because
dark.
Because we flipped it. Because it's not about the intervention for them. It's this horror story montage of these terrible personal stories.
Right, to try to get the beaver to stop being frivolous and funny.
I'd like to thank all of you for your honesty. And what do we learn from this?
Arthur's wish for laughter hadn't turned out exactly the way he had intended. However, his story wasn't over.
Again, this was the easy film of the two film weekend.
This one was the easy film, it's true.
But very simple story of the laughing beaver delighted all of his friends, but he couldn't share in that delight. But the weeping lady beaver brought him joy.
Thank God we were able to get 2 taxidermy beavers that weekend. One who just happened to have a ribbon on it, because who would have thunk you could find such a thing out there in New Jersey? But apparently, we did it.
Well, Cup of Meat is all about authenticity. We were not going to use a male beaver to portray the female weeping beaver.
Absolutely not. No.
I would not put up with that.
I would never. No, not acceptable. Not acceptable. Yeah, a couple of things in there. I just love looking at this fantastic cast that we had there. Each one of them was fantastic. I miss them.
I thought they sucked.
Well, you did think they sucked, but I thought they were good.
Each week you talk about the fantastic cast, and each week I say, no, if they were better, this would be a better film. We've been held back by this mediocre cast.
Oh, Jane's Choice. There's a little serendipity here, maybe?
we talked about the idea of doing 2 films in a weekend. Many years later, we were forced to, and Jane's Choice is one of the 2 films that we made that weekend.
13 years later, we may have done this silliness again in some way.
So we continue to struggle with how to end these podcasts. We have scintillating educational content that is being enjoyed by tens of people.
Yeah, double digits at this point. And just think about it. The endings are always so abrupt after a very, very important thing starts to go on, and then it just ends.
And I'm glad you're taking responsibility, because
it's my fault.
I don't mean to point a finger, but I'm pointing a finger at you.
That's fair.
But all of them are pointing at you.
Right, because you're just using your whole hand like that. It's a thing.
Yeah, I'm doing a
there you
karate chop action. So, I've each week I've tried to come up with new ways to help you in ending these. Trying to be creative. We've tried German, we've tried Esperanto, we've tried Southern, we've tried everything. No, because beavers don't talk.
Maybe that's better.
So here's what you're going to do. I need you to just stare at your camera silently.
Okay.
And I'm going to artificially add beaver dialogue of you ending the film.
Okay, I'm ready. You ready? Am I ready? You ready?
You think I'm just a rental, a stuffed beaver on loan, but I've crossed galaxies just to watch you ruin your lives, building dams out of deadlines and chewing through your days like they're trees. I may look inanimate, but trust me, I'm the only one here who remembers the stars. Take care of your own fucking rivers. I'm going home.